It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. This is Emmanuel Mensah, a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At the Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of thought, universal laws and principles, and how these laws and our thinking comes together to create our life realities or our life situations and conditions. So this is the truth, and you ought to believe it, you ought to accept it. But as a matter of fact, your denial of it, your rejection of it, does not actually make it false, because there are a lot of things that humanity, we have denied it, worked against it, but eventually we have accepted them as the truth. And now they are those that we are using to improve our lives. And so you are creating your realities because you hold a mind, and your mind is thinking. And when you think, a lot of things happen. And those thoughts that you establish as your dominant thought or your beliefs, together with how you feel, the universe conspires to make it happen. And as a matter of fact, your feeling is a message to you as to what you are creating. And so let us be awakened to this, and let us take control of our lives. Nothing is being forced into your life, and nothing will ever be forced into your life by any higher power, but all by your thinking with the forces in the universe. And so that is all that I would say on this. We are not doing metaphysics, but we are looking at how to improve the living conditions of our lives, Ghanaians and all Africans. And so I have been speaking on that under the umbrella or the theme, the quest for uniform and sustainable development in Ghana and in Africa, using Ghana as a case study. And I have spoken on a lot of things. I spoke about the military, how we can use the military to train paramilitary units in every district, so that the paramilitary units will be in charge of the construction of roads, bridges, and the maintenance of these roads, such that there will always be a uniform and a one standard of development across the entire country. And I also spoke about the reformation of the police service, the decentralization of the police administration from the national headquarters to the various districts or wherever arrangement will make, but it has to be decentralized to the local level. And I spoke about how we need a housing scheme. And I said, if I become the president of Ghana, when I am the president of Ghana, I will introduce a new housing scheme. And it's going to be a partnership between the government and the people, such that whoever owns a plot of land, you will develop it to a certain level, and then the government will come and complete it for you to a standard that it is established as acceptable. And then with this, we'll be able to reorganize our towns, our villages into well-organized societies, such that there will be that kind of level of improvement in the lives of the people. You see, and I spoke a lot about some of these things, but I made a statement that all these things will not be possible unless we have proper local governance. And so today I'm going to touch on this topic, local governance. And as a matter of fact, whatever I'm doing is something that should be given to you, the ordinary people in Ghana, especially the younger one, the youth, as your civic education, your responsibility to your nation, and your expectation, what your government also has to do for you. It is only when you have the complete understanding of the system that we run that you'll be able to participate in it effectively. But unfortunately, if we don't have such kind of education, what we do is all the radio stations, all the TV stations, if it is not church, religion, then it is about unnecessary debates, arguing over the things that people are not doing. But as a matter of fact, all these things will not take us anywhere until we do the basics. Life is simply a formula. And if you discover the formula and follow the formula, you will get the results exactly as it's supposed to be. And so, local governance, this is something that every political science student should have knowledge about. But from experience, when I attended University of Ghana, that was in the late 1990s to early 2000. I completed the year 2000. The local administration, all that we were doing was reviewing the past administrations and some kind of minor reforms and other things. But we didn't actually do anything that we were trying to study the whole system and maybe come with an alternative and see all ways and means to improve upon what we are practicing. And I believe that is exactly what they are still doing, you say. But this is the time that we have to take a knife and then cut through our systems, dissect them, analyze them, and then come up with new ways of doing them. Or we leverage what other people are doing to get the best results for all of us. At the end of the day, every Ghanaian, born and unborn, even those that have moved on, the dominant desire is good conditions of living or good quality of life. And this will not be achieved until we have the proper structures, the proper things that are supposed to be there for us to attain that, you see. And so the success of every central government depends on the success of the local governments. The local governments are the municipal authorities, or in Ghana, if you take the district authorities. And so when you have the proper structure, then you know the government will succeed. And even when I talk of the municipal or the local governance, as a matter of fact, the main point that success begins is the town or the village. For a municipality or a district, it's a collection of towns and villages. And so the success of the districts, the outlook of the district, is the totality or the aggregate success or the outlook of the various towns and villages within it. So if the town fails, the district has failed. If the town succeed, then the district has succeeded, you see. And so this is what we have to look at. And as a matter of fact, if you are familiar with governance, the general statement is that the first level of governance is the town. And so when we talk of local administration, if you look at what we have now, it is not the proper local governance. And if I were to be in the seat of the current president, His Excellency John Mahama, my priority would be the restructuring of the local governments all over the country. Restructuring and empowering the local government. It is only when the town administration, the municipal administrations collectively are succeeding, then that the central government will succeed. And as a matter of fact, whatever project that the central government would like to execute in any part of the country must always be done through the local authorities, either in partnership or in cooperation, you see. So this is how these things are supposed to be done. So now let us look at the local governance in Ghana. If you take a local governance in Ghana and all other places in Africa, first, if you go to the town level, we don't have administration, like a properly structured administration. But what we have are traditional leaders. We have the chiefs, so every town has its chief. And then the chief is surrounded by his elders. And they are those that controls the town and everything around it. And then besides the chiefs, we have what we call the unit committee. The unit committee members are normally selected from clans or however the town is made. So they'll take people from different areas of the town or different parts of the town, then they put them together as the unit committee. There is no any consideration as to whether the person's competence, the person's ability to help, or the knowledge of how to administer a town. And so that's what we have. And then above that, we have what we call the district assembly, which is at the district level. And the district assembly is made up of elected members from the various towns to the district assembly. And so when you go to the town, you will see that there is no any proper structure, no proper administration. The chiefs are traditional rulers. They are not supposed to be those that would develop the area. Whether the chief developed the area or not, he will still be the chief because he is a chief by inheritance. And therefore, the people don't normally have the power to ask for whatever they are looking for, you see. And it is only when we have exactly like the district assembly in the various towns, then that we can have a proper structure. And even the district assembly, that one will come to that later on. But let us remain at the town level. So when it comes to this way, it means you are bringing the district assembly structure to the town and villages. You put where there are small villages, you put them together as a community. You see, and whatever I'm speaking, whatever I'm saying, talking about, is how it is done in Britain, which we look, though the very people that gave us whatever we are practicing now. And so local governance begins from the town. So every town will have its own administration, and the administration is made up of elected members and one of them as a mayor, a mayor. And these people are career professionals, supported by other career professionals. So when you go to the town, they have their accounts department, they have all the other things that are needed for them to be able to, gather resources, manage it well, and then even develop projects and roll them out. This is how we're supposed to be. And until we get these structures in Ghana, whatever you are looking for from your government, you will never get it. Yes, they will be able to come and do 1 or 2 projects in your area, but that will just be once in a decade, you see. But when we have the town administrations building up to the district level, then that we have the municipal authorities. So the municipal authorities will be those responsible or having the control over all the town councils within the municipality. And therefore, they work collaboratively. And then they devise projects and schemes and programs that they're going to initiate to help the people to improve upon their lives, you see. And so when you have this structure, you see that there is seamless way of doing things. And all these people are holding their position for a certain number of years. After that, we go back, we do the elections, like we do the general elections. If they are doing well, we vote them in. If they are not doing well, you vote them out. So when you have this structure, then we know that we are actually making steps towards developing our area. So the town, the responsibility of the town council or the town administration is things like the provision of street lights, water, and other things that are needed in the community. It is the work of the town council. And when it is above their responsibility, it moves to the municipal authority. And that is where maybe the assemblyman, but even it shouldn't be an assemblyman, it should be, but for now, let us maintain it this way, you see. So when we have that, then we take out the chief. The chiefs will perform only their traditional role, but for the administration from the town level to the municipal level to be effective and to have resources, then the ownership and the control of all the resources must be put in the hands of the municipalities. Actually, it has to be taken over by the central government, and then the municipal authorities will be the custodian in that area for the central government. With this, we are able to generate funds. We are able to create do programs to generate revenue ourselves at any level. Then we roll out projects. There are some schemes, there are some projects that are universal. So what this municipal authority is doing, the other two are doing. So when you go into, if we have this structure, everything will be laid down perfectly. And there would no longer be the kind of litigations, fighting over land, fighting over this amongst people within the communities. All will be taken away because we have the government structure working. So whoever goes against it, we have the police force that will take control of it. Then we will have the actual legal systems over there, you say. So what I'm saying, if we structure all these things, we've decentralized all these services into the local level, there will no longer be the need for people to travel from where they are to other places to look for employment. Even if it is going to happen, it will be in the minimum. But as it is, as soon as you travel out of the big cities, there is no job. There is no government job. There is nothing that people will apply for. But if we do this, the municipal authorities and the town council in collaboration, they will be responsible for the protection and the maintenance of our water bodies, our natural resources, all these lands and other things that people are tearing them apart. If it is in the hands of the government, and we all team up to work in a collaborative form or way, we will have all these things in place, you say. So local governance is simply what we need in Ghana, what we need to improve the lives of the people. And it is only when we have proper local governance in place, then that every community will be able to do some of the things. If you come to the UK, if you go to UK, if you come to Canada, community facilities, services such as sports and recreation, library services, and all these kind of things that children, swimming pool and all those things, children should have access to all of this. This is not the work of the central government, but it is the work of the municipal authorities with the town councils. You see, the housing scheme, it will only be possible only where we have proper local government structure, such that all towns are planned. All towns are planned with proper structures, with laid down plan. No one can buy a plot of land from anyone except from the established route. And that is the town development committee or town development organization, however you call it. And therefore, you will see that we'll be able to, produce or provide housing services to the people without people going into these litigations, without people coming out with these land guards and other things that are happening in the cities. And so it is the local governance that we need to look at. And I'm doing this education to you, the ordinary people, because as it is now in Africa and Ghana, all the attentions are on the central government. And the central government, those who stand for these positions, they know that you are ignorant about some of this, and therefore they come and stand before you. Then they make promises that they know within themselves that it is not possible for them to provide it, because that is not their job. But when you know this, then we will begin to organize ourselves in a proper way. Even if they are not ready, we force them to do it. As a matter of fact, the people have power over the government. And when you make your right demand and they don't do it and you vote them out, the one that coming in will do it for you. That is the power that you have to use. But for all these things to happen, there must be attention on the proper organization and restructuring and empowering of the local administration, such that every town in Ghana will have a council, and a group of people representing each ward, each section of the town as their representatives, and they meet to think of whatever thing that is needed in the town. And so when you put all these things together and everyone is working well, we have effective government. We have effective government. And as I used in one of my episodes, the governance in the current system that we are running is like a cake and an icing. The cake is normally hidden, but it is just a fluffy thing. But that is the food itself. That is the real thing. But we use the icing to decorate it. So when they are talking about the beauty of the cake, they don't talk about the fluffy thing inside. They talk about the icing. But the icing is just sweet. It is not actually something that will help you health-wise. But the cake must be strong to give the icing the support to do whatever is meant for, you see. And so it is with governance until the local level administration or the government at the local level from the town, villages are well structured and running properly. Believe it or not, there is nothing that anyone in Ghana can do to bring development or improvement into your life, such that you have everything or most of the things that you need as a human being in this era of our time, in this era of our life. As a matter of fact. So this is the time that we have to wake up. That is why this education is coming your way. You need to wake up and understand how these things are done. Local governance is the most important aspect of our political structures. That is the most important. That is the foundation upon which the central government rests. And if we just pay attention to all that these people are doing in Accra and other things, and you are dancing to this, that they are doing things, no, they have their responsibility. The central government has what it's supposed to do. They deal with outside world. They make policies. They make laws and other things that all the local authorities will function within it. And then if there is that kind of collaboration, seamless collaboration, everything will work well. And even when we have these structures, it doesn't matter whether a project was started in a particular area by a particular political party, and therefore when they go out of power, it is abandoned. No, because the local people are those who are going to push for it. You see? And so this is the time that you got to wake up. Local administration is very necessary. And it is necessary that the government, if the government, those in power, are lacking an idea, they task the University of Ghana, the Political Science Department of University of Ghana, for them to do research, to come up with new frameworks based on the situation that we are facing, come up with frameworks that we can use to develop our local administration. Actually, that should have been the work of the universities. This is where the university comes in. You see, university is for analysis and to develop theories, to develop frameworks, to develop programs that it gives to the people and they implement it. And it brings development, it brings improvement in their lives. For us to have all these things lying down that we are just beating about the bush, it's not acceptable. This is the time that we have to put a stop to this. And whoever is listening to me, if you are living in the UK, if you are living in the US, if you are living in the diaspora, you can verify this. And you will see that it is the local administrations, local governments that are the engine that drives the development of the nation. As far as we talk of the government structure, as far as the government structure is concerned. And so this is the time that we have to look at it. Everyone's eye is on Accra. Everyone wants to go to Accra. Everyone wants to be associated with the government in Accra. And therefore they have to come and do everything for us. This is where the corruption started. This is where the incompetence and other things comes in. But if we have people on the ground that they are doing the work, regardless of the political party in power, and they are mobilizing their people, mobilizing their resources, using the resources that they generate to develop the area, the central government only comes in to support. And with that, we get a beautiful life. And so we don't have to do big things to be great, but we have to do smaller things in a great way to be great. Whoever neglects smaller things and only concentrate on bigger things is destined to fail. But whoever embraces the smaller things, forgetting the bigger things, and do the smaller things with all his might, he will gradually accumulate this smaller success and become a greater person or a greater success. That is a fact. And therefore, instead of focusing on the central government, now let's just bring our attention to the local administration, the local level, so that we develop our towns, we develop our cities. We go into the communities where people are scattered. We bring them together, form newer communities, new towns, new villages are put together. Villages are put together to form new towns with proper structures, with proper housing system, with proper drainage, with proper maintenance. And so when we have the local administration working, we will have vibrant police service within the municipality. We will have the vibrant paramilitary unit within the district, constructing and maintaining the roads and bridges. Everyone can travel to any part of the country with ease and satisfaction. This is ABC of governance. So let us take our mind from this fancy thing that we are doing. Our leaders are only interested in showing what Ghana, but to be honest with you, Ghana is not developed. Ghana is underdeveloped. All African countries are underdeveloped. All African countries are underdeveloped. And whatever we are showcasing as this is not what is needed. The only thing that will make us develop and to be respected is the quality of life of the people within the nation, anywhere in the nation. And when we have this, we achieve this level of existence, it will naturally translate into our outlook as a developed nation. That is when you can stand and speak to people and they will understand. You see, so instead of we focusing on outer things, let us focus on the inner things. So local administration, local governance is necessary. It is the key thing that we need. And the first step we have to take is to find a way to separate the traditional rulers from this structure of governance. Take resources and all the things that they are controlling into the hands of the government, and then we will follow the lay down procedure to develop the area. If someone embezzles funds, we take the person to court and he's dealt with. You see, so when we do this, every district that you will go, you will see a police service. There will be courts, there will be other things. So lawyers and other things that they've completed university, they say they are lawyers, but they're just loitering about in the cities that they don't have job. These things will be put to bed. People will be, if there are the living conditions in the hinterland, all parts of the nation are reasonable, are good, people will naturally settle there. People want to go into the towns and the cities because that is where the services are. But if you have a court in a rural area where they bring people who commit some of these grievances and other things, they sit on it and develop it, find them, they use it to develop the area, you are creating employment for the people. And as a matter of fact, they will stay. So this is the time that we have to wake up. And the education I'm making, as I've always been saying, I'm not speaking to the government of Ghana or any country, but I'm speaking into the air, and that is to you, the ordinary people. And when you become awakened to some of these things, you will stand up and demand it from whoever stands there as your leader. And when they know that you know what you are saying, you know what you are asking for, they will no longer take you for granted and make these promises that they themselves know they will not be able to honor. And so that is my message for you. Let us stand up. Let us wake up and take our nation and redraw it and make it a modern one. That is my message for you. So before I sign off, I just want to appeal to you that if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel such that anytime we upload or make updates, you will get the notification. And then circulate the messages in your network and let us come together. Let us team up and work together as a unit with a one determination, one mind that we are seeking better living condition for every citizen in Ghana, regardless of the person's location. And if you want to be part of the project too, please leave a comment in the comment section and your contact details, and we will get back. We'll get in touch with you for us to pick it from there. So a word to rise is enough. Let us rise up such that Ghana and Africa will rise to the rightful position in the universe. Thank you.